Check them off like a wish list. You fighting a titan. Yeah. I got a bullet in the chamber just ready to strike him.
If I told him once, I told him enough. I'm out for heads, there's no discussion, not a game nor a bluff. Yo, I would go insane just to make a point and leave him stuck. And the point of the matter is that all these niggas is butt. Do the water backsplash, funky mouth ass niggas that still talking shit. Back cause I ain't hung up my mic and called it quits while they slept. I was up through the night, plotting to get rich. No black forces, not hitting no licks. What? Cause niggas fold like steel chairs. Amped up that drip in they neck, got them yelling like Ric Flair. Please beware this mighty boot to the chest, leave him gasping for air. No Vader, but I'm here to bomb shit like Big Van Vader, but black. Fuck around and put motherfuckers' heads in the bag like I was slack. Cause these stupid motherfuckers really don't get the message. This the best little wrestling podcast in Texas. Motherfuckers.
Check them off like a wish list.
Yeah.
You fighting a titan.
Cause these stupid motherfuckers really don't get the message.
I got a bullet in the chamber just ready to strike him.
Yeah.
Check them off like a wish list. You fighting a titan.
This the best little wrestling podcast in Texas.
I got a bullet in the chamber just ready to strike him.
Welcome to the best little wrestling podcast in Texas, and this is our edition of the weekly Roundup. It's August 29th, 2021. Man, it's been a busy week in wrestling. There's a lot of fucking shows.
Bro, it's getting thick.
Yeah.
My nights
Top
are
story.
busy.
Man, you ain't fucking lying. But I think the top story this week has been the NWA Empower show.
Man, those
That
ladies
thing-
put on a hell of a show.
Oh, yeah, every single one of them. It was a bunch of great matches. I mean, Allison Kay's back in the ring. Her and Marty Bell picked up the new women's tag team championships, so that's going to be cool. They defeated Kylan King and Red Velvet in the finals for it, and it was actually a pretty good match.
I heard. I didn't get to check that match, but I did hear that Red Velvet
Yep.
showed out and looked really nice. And then,
Yep.
you know,
And then, so Awesome Kong retired against Gail Kim, going out like she should, because that was one of her biggest feuds
yeah,
in her career. So her going out and retiring after going against Gail Kim, that was a really good, like, honestly, one of the most dominant forces in wrestling, not just women's wrestling. Awesome Kong's always been a very big presence. And I always thought she was a great, it sucks that they didn't use her right in AEW. It sucks that they didn't keep using her in AEW, that she got stuck with that shit ass nightmare faction thing that Brandy Rhodes did.
Or WWE. Wasn't she in there for like 5 minutes?
Yeah, I think she was there for a cup of coffee or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't do a lot there either.
No.
So, but
you know, I like her most from the Netflix show Glow.
Yeah.
She was on that. And
Yeah,
she's
she was
really
great.
good at acting.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, she was really good. But so Camille defeated legit Layla Hirsch, and that was actually a really good match. I didn't expect it to be, and it was a really good match. And Chelsea Green picked up the win in the Women's Battle Royal.
Yeah.
For the number one contendership. So she goes on to face Camille tonight at NWA 73, Chase for the Gold.
Ooh.
Which is going to be a great pay-per-view. It's fucking stacked. And Ric Flair's going to be there, so.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, straight the fuck up. But yeah, dude, like, so that was a really good show, and they trended on Twitter damn near all night long. I mean, it's great just to see so many ladies out of so many promotions being there.
Yeah.
And making their presence known and showing that, you know, the women's division is changing and evolving and getting better like a motherfucker. Also, I learned this morning that Stardom, the women's promotion in Japan, is going to start streaming matches during NJPW events.
So, like, while the event's going on, they're gonna stream.
Well, like, so they'll like, they're gonna put Stardom matches on New Japan events, basically is what
Oh,
they're saying.
okay.
Yeah. So that's legit, dude. That's gonna broaden their audience, and that's really gonna, I have a feeling it's gonna fundamentally change people's view, the Western audience's view of women's wrestling and what it should be.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really interesting, and I'm kind of stoked, dude. This whole NWA and Powers thing, and then Stardom now. There's a lot of it's a bright future for the women's divisions across wrestling.
Yeah.
So that's going to be cool. But so the week started out with Ring of Honor. Speaking of women's divisions, Ring of Honor just kicked off their women's division a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And so they got this women's tournament to win the title. And Miranda Alizé and Roxy won their brackets. So they're moving on. I think Roxy goes on to face the winner of Maxie Impeller's match, which I assume is going to be Maxie Impeller.
One would assume.
Probably.
Dude, they're just a badass. But yeah, and then Flamita beat Ray Horace, so he calls out Bandito for the championship, for the Ring of Honor championship. So I think that's probably going to go down at their next pay-per-view, or maybe next week on Ring of Honor. I don't know, but yeah, their women's division has been taking up a lot of their TV time lately. It's only a 1 hour show, so they don't ever really get a lot to do.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, and the matches are great. They picked a lot of great women to bring into that thing. And putting Quinn McKay in it, their commentator, has been really impressive because she made it. Roxy was the one that defeated her tonight, Monday night. Right. But she did really good in every match that she had. So she's really a lot better than I assumed a commentator would ever be. But yeah, it was a pretty good show. So I mean, it wasn't bad. And then that same night we had Raw.
Yeah. We had
and I mean, the RK Bro stuff, I'm glad they're back. I'm glad they're together. I'm glad they're tag team champs. That's all gold.
Have we really went into detail why Randy Orton's trying to look like EC3? Like,
why he looks like the Lost Musketeer?
It's just,
I don't know, bro. Him and Chavo Guerrero got the same barber, apparently.
Bro, check our thumbnails. His goat changes every time. It's so good.
Yeah, I change it every time. It's gonna keep getting more outlandish too.
Yeah.
But yeah, and like, so the women's division is pointless now. Charlotte's the champion again.
Yeah, nobody
and
cares.
come to find out, so I learned, I can't remember who did the interview with her, but she produces the women on Raw.
Wait, Charlotte does?
Yeah. Helps produce. I wouldn't say she's the only producer, but she helps produce the women on Raw. Why am I not fucking surprised at all?
Well, I noticed every single, no matter if she's on Raw or SmackDown, even NXT, anytime she's the champ, that show's division comes to a screeching halt, basically.
Yeah, bro, because we're literally just treading water. They threw Alexa Bliss at her in just the most nonchalant of ways.
Right.
And, that's just going to be a pointless thing that they drag out to get us to Becky and Charlotte at fucking Survivor Series.
Yep.
That's literally where we're going with this whole thing. So, yeah, I'm super excited for all that.
WWE has just buried their women's league. Period.
Fuck, dude. They've just literally buried their entire women's division across 2 shows for a rematch none of us really want to see.
Nobody.
Honestly, give me new stuff, dude. These women are not the Rock and Stone Cold.
Where's Asuka?
Thank you, dude.
Yes. You could have
Where's Liv Morgan?
Where's Tony Storm?
Where's Tony Storm? We have not seen Tony Storm on SmackDown since
her debut,
like the beginning of July. Since like the beginning of fucking July. Why?
You could have had Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
That would have been match of the year candidate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, what kind of fucking moron doesn't do that? Never mind. I already know.
Vince McMahon.
And Bruce Pritchard.
But yeah. And then now they've got 2 titles tied up with 4 dudes between Lashley, Damian Priest, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre. So that's going to be a fucking thing until Survivor Series. 2 titles between 4 guys. And I can only imagine the mix and match matches we're gonna have here coming up.
Tag team matches.
Fuck, dude, it's just gonna be so goddamn sad, man.
That's their go-to tag team matches. And
Well, it's not only that. Well, now it's going to be like Sheamus versus Lashley, or not.
That's what we were saying. What's what we were saying the other day? Vince McMahon, what's he love? Fatal 4-ways, triple threats, thrown together tag matches.
Did every single WWE event this week start out the same way?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Champ
absolutely.
coming out,
Yeah.
and then a bunch of
everybody
people coming out
coming
saying,
out.
I want to go, and I want to
Yep.
go, and I want to go, and then
Even
Cameron comes out,
NXT.
I want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fucking-
all of them.
Fucking bangarang, bro, is what the fuck is happening. And
Stop.
yeah, it's ridiculous. And then you want to talk about sad? NXT. Why? Why do we even care? They also did that on NXT.
That's
Everybody and their fucking mama came out and
One
challenged
piece
Samoa
of-
Joe.
Yeah.
And some motherfuckers coming dead ass off a loss. LA Knight
Yeah.
lost.
Hell,
at
some
TakeOver
badass
36.
injured.
Yeah. Kyle O'Reilly injured came out there talking shit to Samoa Joe.
Looked like
Bro,
he
y'all
literally
Just got his
It
ass
looked like he
whooped.
literally jumped out of the wheelchair
Yeah.
at gorilla position and you know, like,
They need to dial that shit the fuck back is what they need to do, because that's fucking insanity. And it's like, it feels like it's going nowhere.
Yeah.
And then they drop the new fucking
That's-
logo.
it's going
Which-
somewhere to that. To
Yeah.
that.
Nickelodeon, apparently.
Yeah, they dropped the fucking new logo and the new theme song, which is Wale. Wale always goes hard, but that's not my issue with it. Theme song's not that bad. It's the logo. It's super colorful. So we're not getting the black and gold brand anymore. What's their fucking belt gonna look like?
Ooh.
Are they bringing back that Divas fucking title?
Dude,
Are they going to
It's
start
just-
dropping
The butterfly.
goo on the losers?
it's just so goddamn sad, man. And like, what? All because Vince McMahon doesn't like independent wrestlers taken away from his superstar shine. Is what this is all about. Anybody can say whatever the fuck they want. Anybody can, but this is exactly what this is about. And there's no other explanation
And
for it.
well, and his proof that it doesn't work is the fact that they lost to AEW in the Wednesday night war, if you want to call it. That's his go-to explanation for, well, the indie guys don't fucking work up here in the big leagues, is because, you know, this. No, you fabricated that war and forced it, if you even want to call it a war. And
You moved your program to Wednesday night.
yes,
Bro, I'll tell
when
you.
it was doing fine on the network,
yeah,
it was
absolutely.
great. I thought
Yeah.
it was the best wrestling
Period.
besides maybe New Japan.
Yeah, straight up. It
And
was really good.
ruined it. I'll never forgive you for it, Vince.
They shouldn't have done it, but here we are. It's almost a dead promotion, and I have a feeling when they reformat it and drop this new packaging and all that shit, I'm pretty sure fans are gonna fucking regurgitate it, and it's
Do they-
not.
You think the numbers were bad before?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna drop now because
You might get 1 week pop.
Yeah,
Just
just because
because-
motherfuckers are curious.
Well, yeah, it's like the car crash analogy. People can't look away from a car crash.
Yeah, you
They
have
want to see how it turns out, but once the car crash happens, they keep dropping. Like
Yeah.
Once you
That's
see
what I'm
it,
saying.
see what
Yeah.
it is, you're done.
Yeah.
And you're on
We're-
your trip.
all this for a 1 week pop. Fuck,
Yeah.
fuck.
I
you,
mean,
Vince.
and that's what I was saying earlier, is that first episode is going to hinge on whether we continue to review it or not. Because if
Alright.
it's hot garbage, it's hot garbage. And I am not going to, there's a lot of good wrestling out there, Robert, and I'm not going to waste it. I'm not going to waste fucking airtime on reviewing fucking hot ass garbage when there's plenty of independent wrestlers and promotions that deserve the same amount of fucking airtime, if not more.
What else comes on Tuesdays?
Oh, I don't fucking know.
But I'm just wondering what I can watch instead of
Dude,
does that go?
man, like honestly,
Honestly, I'd
the
like to have a
fucking-
night off, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, really on the cool.
Yeah, you're
If-
gonna
if
get it.
If it turns to garbage, I will not watch any wrestling that night. Well, I mean, I'll watch like 97. I'm in 97 now, so
Yeah, not any news story, not trying to keep up, yeah. I'll enjoy the
Alright.
wrestling I'm watching, I mean.
Yeah, I'll watch some shit that I want to watch.
All right, this is sad
I-
enough. Let's
yeah.
move on. I don't,
Oh yeah, so Wednesday got good. Wednesday picks
Oh,
up. We got
yeah.
Dynamite. We got Dynamite on Wednesday nights, and man, Matt Hardy's nose went fucking splat.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen
Man.
anything after any of the aftermath of that.
You didn't? He posted pictures on his Twitter,
Yeah.
bro.
I'm
Go
about
check
to
it out.
check it out right
He-
now.
Yeah, we put it on the group chat.
yeah, it's in the group chat. Like his shit that he does like the next 4 days.
Yeah,
Healed
his
up nicely.
nose was a little bowed out, and his lip was twice the
Yeah.
size over on this side.
Well, man, Orange Cassidy came in a little high and hot with that crossbody and fucking
Little
landed on
high
his
for
face.
sure.
That was totally on Cassidy. That
Yeah,
was
landed
not-
a little. Well, Matt Hardy could have took a step back, but yeah, it's
He
on
was-
both of them. It's
He
on
didn't
both
have
of them.
time.
It's on both of them.
And anyways,
It's on both of them. That falls on both of them. More so on Orange Cassidy.
all right.
But yeah.
at least I'll take that.
All right. So, but yeah, he just came in a little hot, landed on Matt Hardy's face. But dude, Matt Hardy,
carried on
Good.
finished the match like
God.
a goddamn champion.
like
Yeah,
the
dude,
Hall
look at
of
that.
Fame.
Isn't that terrible?
Yeah.
Woo, boy, it is bad.
He looks like an MMA fighter that you'll see those guys do their recovery. There it goes. Okay.
Okay, boy. Oh,
Nice and
man,
clear.
that looks
Yeah.
terrible.
He looks
yeah.
like an MMA fighter 2 days after an MMA fight.
Yeah,
That's
I suggest y'all definitely go check out Matt Hardy's
Yeah, for
Twitter.
sure.
It's a fun time anyway.
And I suggest Orange Cassidy bring that man a gift basket.
Yeah, send that motherfucker some OJ.
Send that motherfucker one of those fruit display things.
That's just oranges,
fruit basket.
Ooh, yeah.
just oranges.
Just orange basket.
But yeah, but that was a really good match too. I really enjoyed that match. I really liked all the shit that Orange Cassidy did, like hands in his pockets. He did the swan.
I
song with
enjoyed
his
Matt Hardy's
pockets.
hands in his pockets too.
Oh, with the
Pulling
with
out
the
the
bills.
money.
The money.
Yeah.
Woo!
And then picking it
How
all
many,
up. And then taking it
yeah.
out of Orange Cassidy's
Yeah, then they had to
pocket.
retrieve it. I
Yeah.
need that money
Yeah.
back.
And then
how many AEW events is that they've opened with Matt? Like he's becoming the entrance guy. Like you always want to lead with a big match in every wrestling event. So
Yeah,
he's
dude.
becoming like the entrance gold. Like,
That's
guy.
smart. That's a
Oh, no.
smart. That's a smart fucking move, and I didn't even
That's what I'm
think
saying.
about that.
But yeah, that's like 2
Yeah.
or 3 in a row. I think.
Yeah, I
that
think
they-
you're right.
They led with Matt. So
As far as Dynamite goes, right? Yeah.
well, wasn't
Now,
he
because Rampage,
the week the first Rampage? I think he was the first match.
what was
back-
that?
Man, I got.
I think it was
I'm on a
a
new
triples
notebook. I
tag team
don't
match.
know.
It was a triples tag team match. It was him.
No,
Who
the
knows
first
that?
Rampage. No, the first Rampage. The opening match was
Oh no! Sorry, it was. I think it was the second Rampage.
because there was 3 championship matches.
Yeah.
Remember?
No, you're right.
Yeah.
The-
It was Kenny Omega, Christian,
Yeah.
and then
I
Miro.
want to say it was the
And
second
then-
Rampage then.
You might
yeah.
be right with that. Yeah.
Anyways, sorry.
But yeah. And then
know
so
it.
Jericho is gonna have a retirement match against not really a retirement match, an AEW in-ring retirement match. He won't wrestle in AEW anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
He'll just be on commentary,
very
which is
specific.
horrendous. Bro, he killed me Friday on commentary. Killed me. After the end of the first match, when Ray Phoenix hit that shit off the top rope,
Yeah.
and Jericho was like, "I've never seen that before in my life."
Oh yeah.
He was
Yeah,
all
that
I
was
could
bad.
hear. Yeah, he was all I could hear from that point on. Like I couldn't hear anybody else
Well,
on commentary.
Well,
It was-
get used to it because from what I'm reading, good old JR is stepping down from commentary.
Yeah, bro. He posted yesterday. He goes, "That's news to me." ...
Says he wants to do other things.
It wasn't even his. He
I
didn't
know.
even say that shit.
I know.
What it was Tony Khan said, "I don't know what JR's future is in our company, but I know that I want to keep him around. If he ends up doing more backstage segments, interviews, he's like, that's perfectly fine. But I definitely want to keep him in the box." That was what was said.
Yeah.
And people spun that shit like, they're going to start working JR out.
Goddamn
Yep.
fake news.
Bro, I swear to God, man, that
that's the
clickbait
end.
shit. That's that clickbait shit. That's why,
I know.
dude, I don't do it. I follow like whoever writes that shit usually tweets about it first.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I just follow them. Fuck the clickbait ads and all that shit. I don't want to see it after 3 other news sources have chewed it up and spit it out and spun it how they like.
Yeah.
To get the headline out of it that they need to get the click.
To make the narrative they want.
Yeah, bro, that's one thing we ain't ever gonna fucking do is some clickbait shit. Absolutely the fuck not. I'm not gonna report shit until that shit's confirmed.
Right.
By several sources. That's why I didn't ever want to believe the CM Punk thing, because it came out of Ringside News, which has been kind of shifty here and there. Right?
I mean, they get a majority of their stuff right.
Yeah, but they've also been off on a lot of shit. And they've also said some trash ass shit. But I listen to Fightful Select a lot. And like Body Slam and
Sportskeeda is pretty good.
Sportskeeda is good. Wrestling Inc. is good too. That's a really good one.
Anyways.
But yeah.
They ain't plugging us, let's quit plugging them.
Yeah, sorry. But yeah, and then so Jamie Hayter came back and had her first match on Dynamite, and she fucking killed it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Straight the fuck up. Red Velvet missed that moonsault spot once again.
Even my wife was like, what the fuck?
Bro, she has got to stop doing that, man. Honestly. You know, she could be good if she would just stop trying to do shit like that.
Did she hit it on Empower?
No. I don't
Did she
think
even try it?
I don't think so. I'll have to go back and watch that match. But I was kind of watching Allison Kay more.
Yeah.
And Marty Bell.
Yeah.
Because they're really good.
Yeah.
So I was just I wasn't really paying that much attention to Red Velvet. Kylan King is good too. So Red Velvet was kind of the spot I wasn't really paying attention to. My bad. But Jamie Hayter looked amazing, and I think she's the best woman on their entire roster.
That's what I was about to ask. What are they going to do with now that they've established like maybe their top female star? Or when's that turn going to happen?
Well, so what I'm waiting for is the Jamie Hayter Ruby Soho matches, because those are going to be some fire ass matches.
Yeah,
it's going to be good. And then they're teasing a Dark Order split.
Yeah.
And then so that's kind of wild. And I noticed they didn't do anything with that on Rampage.
You got no time.
Well, no, I know, but you figure they could squeeze a little something in there.
A little 2-minute vignette, a little 2-minute backstage thing or something.
Yeah, just like, like fucking Beaver Boys talking shit or something.
Yeah.
Just a little something. But yeah, but I mean, that was kind of a big thing on Dynamite, so I guess it's probably more of a Dynamite thing. I think they're really trying to separate the stories, I think they're trying to really separate the shows and have this happening on Rampage and then this happening on Dynamite, regardless of whether the roster crosses over or not.
What happens?
Which I think is
that Beaver Boys split and they do go to Rampage. That would be the move.
Are we gonna get like a Dark Order and then like a Wolfpack version of Dark Order? Like,
fuck, I hope not.
Don't put that shit out there, Robert. Don't do that.
About before, because Dark Order's a big faction, and I was like, is this gonna cause 2 factions now? Because that's not what I want. Like, honestly, if they're gonna split, I'd rather a lot of them go singles and a tag team, and then Dark Order. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyways, so I guess we'll see on Dynamite what they're gonna do with that.
Yeah.
And then fucking Brock Anderson, poor baby boy, died a horrible death. Did he blade in that match against Malachi Black?
He attempted
Bro,
to.
That was the shittiest looking blade job.
Hey man, it's his first blade. Come on, man.
It's his first time.
It's his first time.
Be gentle on him.
He's a blade virgin. He don't know that.
I'll tell you what. Malachi Black was being stiff as a motherfucker with that kid. He went the first time he kicked him. I was like, oh, welcome to wrestling, Brock. Here you are.
What do you think his dad? The chances are Arn was like told him like go in there, put a hurt on him. Let's welcome him the right way.
300%.
Go back and watch
the enforcer, Arn Anderson. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I think that was receipt because, like, yeah, I think Brock kind of went a little hard and caught Alistair, and he's like, "Motherfucker, here you go. You're gonna learn today, boy."
Do you know who I am?
I was watching it, and it looked like he clipped Alistair pretty good, and I was like, "Yeah, don't do that."
Yeah, don't do that.
Because now you're in for some trouble. Anyways,
right.
Yeah. But yeah, so and then what I don't get is so Big Shotty ran out and Malachi Black ran off. That was the one thing where I was like, interesting.
I thought he was going to destroy anybody in the Nightmare
Yeah.
family.
So it's like
He should have.
I really hope that Malachi Black's like, fuck yeah, dude, I'll lose. Put Lee over. No, don't do that.
Please don't.
Oh.
Lee ain't. I mean, he's good. Shotty Johnson's good, but he ain't ready to be put over by Malachi Black. I don't think.
Absolutely not.
I think he's good.
Oh, yeah, I think he's good too. Don't get me
I
wrong.
think Malachi Black should kill him just the same.
We need to keep Malachi Black as a hot topic and like a force. And if you put over Shotty, it takes away from that.
Yeah,
it's a year or two too soon for them to pit him over.
Yeah, for sure.
But he's trending.
Oh yeah, he is right. He's in the right direction with his career for sure.
Yeah. So Moxley ended up having his contract signed by Satoshi Kojima, so they're gonna go it all out. That's gonna be a really good match.
Oh yeah.
And I went through his list of accomplishments before. Satoshi Kojima's done a lot of things. Multiple champion, multiple tag champion, G1 Climax winner, Lion Cup winner. The dude's done a lot of shit, so it's gonna be a banger of a match. It's gonna be a real hard hit match. It's gonna be cool. CM Punk called out Darby Allin.
Yep.
So they've made that an official thing for All Out. That's gonna be really, really good.
Should be, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the Lucha Brothers picked up the win on Dynamite, and then they went on
Blondes.
against the Varsity Blondes, and then they went on to face Jurassic Express at Rampage, and they picked up the win there as well. So it's going to be them versus the Young Bucks at All Out in a steel cage match, no outside interference.
Oh, okay.
So, well, yeah, I mean, right? Come on. It's way too many. Brandon Cutler's going to be on the outside with that cold spray.
Spraying through the
through the cage. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
I wish they would do a cage that was kind of like a Hell in a Cell, where they had space on the outside of the ring, but it was still open up top. I think just for them to have a different cage design would be cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's whatever, dude. I dig steel cage matches. I always think they're great. There's very few Hell in the Cells and steel cage matches that I've watched where I'm just like, man, it's all right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's hard to do that on a cage match.
I mean, I can definitely recall some Hell in the Cells that have been terrible. Seth and the Fiend.
Yeah.
Terrible.
What if they did like a cage match where they used the plexiglass, like they're using,
like on
like a hockey style rink almost around, like do a Hell in the Cell style where there's space around the ring, but instead of using steel cage, you kind of set up
like plexiglass.
Yeah,
man.
You'd have to frame it out.
I know, but I'm just saying. I mean,
that could be cool as fuck.
I think it would
actually. That could be cool as fuck.
So, anyways,
a lot of that has to do with the weight and being able to put it up and take it down in the middle of a commercial break.
That honestly just makes me think of a fucking death match with fucking plates of glass.
Ooh.
God, that'd be fucking amazing. But people would die. So, anyways, carrying on. So yeah. Man, Rampage fucking after the Bunny and Ty Conti match, I think I was just over it. And then it was way too much Brandon Cutler and Nakamura to finish out that whole.
Yeah. Granted, it was funny. Yeah. But it wasn't enough wrestling to finish the night out.
No, man, I started bailing out. Like I'm deep into hour 3 of watching wrestling all night.
Yeah, I just got taken out of wrestling by Bunny and DeConte, and now you want me to watch a comedy act? Yeah. I wish you would have brought me back in before I ended it, but
I think the problem is that they recorded it the same night as Dynamite, and it showed.
Yeah, it really did. Yeah. I think it'll be a different program moving forward when they start doing them live. I think it'll change a little bit.
Yeah.
And putting so much into one night in a live audience is a lot to ask of anybody, really. You've already recorded 3 hours of wrestling at this point in time. We're moving into the 4th, possibly 5th hour.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a lot of time for me to be sitting in some fucking bleachers.
When I went, I bounced. I bounced when they start halfway through them filming Elevation.
Yeah, right. So you went and watched it live. Yeah. It's a lot of fucking wrestling, right?
Yeah. Because it starts at like 5, right? So they start filming about 5:30 and doing the dark, and then they get to 7. And at 7 they go live with Dynamite, and then after that they do Dark Elevation. This is how they did it when I went. I don't know if they do it the same every time, but and so it's 9:30, 10 o'clock, and they're halfway through Elevation, and I've been sitting there since 5.
Yeah,
and I was ready to go.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't blame you. I wouldn't have fucking stuck around. I showed up whenever I went and watched Raw. I showed up late because I didn't want to see the dark matches and shit. Right. I didn't want to be there that long, dude. I wanted to watch Raw and get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I caught like the last half of the last match of main event.
You
right
you
before
went
the
when
switch.
You went when Raw was still good, not now.
Yeah.
I mean, it was all right. It was
better than this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Undertaker was still a thing, so I got to see the Undertaker come out.
Yeah, I'm a little.
I got to see Undertaker.
I mean, that's a bucket. That really, honestly, that's the only reason I went. My kid wanted to go.
Undertaker at WrestleMania, man. Ugh.
Yeah, see, that's badass. But like getting to see the Undertaker's entrance live, that was a bucket list item for me. So it was really cool to be able to check that one off the list. But yeah, I mean, man, and so Smackdown, right? The same night, we've already
went over Rampage for the most part. So
yeah, so I mean, so Becky Lynch comes out. They start with the whole ass.
They just rub salt all over that wound.
Yeah, straight up. They were like, "Hey, yeah, check out what the fuck we did to Bianca Belair. By the way, we buried her for a Becky Charlotte match."
And they literally went through the same format. New champ comes out.
Yeah.
Everybody comes out wanting a piece.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stop.
Third time this week.
Yeah. That would be the third time this week. Yeah. And I mean, there were some good matches like Gable and Cesaro, but what does it mean? Nothing.
Filler.
You know what I mean? Like it means nothing. Filler. And then like all the stuff with Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman was really good.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman's little turn now. That's coming. That's gonna happen.
They planted the seed that it might not be though. That little spot and the psychology behind it.
Okay, so on Roman's walk down, right?
When he comes
at the end of the show. When he comes out at the end of the show.
Mm-hmm. Even before when they were backstage.
Yeah, even a little bit. It started. It wasn't happening at the beginning.
Right.
So, because I went back and watched this, it wasn't happening at the beginning, but it progressed more and more as the show went on. Mm-hmm. So it's fucking just a beautiful little touch. But so Paul Heyman starts like his first few interactions with Roman Reigns, he's looking him in the fucking eyes, like in the face. Yes, my tribal chief and all that shit, right? But by the end of it, Paul Heyman is just looking at the belt the whole fucking time. Like a hawk, dude. Like when Roman Reigns lifts it up, Paul Heyman just looks, you know what I mean? Like it's just so, and he hasn't done that before. Not like that. He's always kept his focus on Roman Reigns. But this time he's looking at the belt.
Well, but the little segment right before they walk out and he goes to hand Roman the belt. And Roman's like, "What am I supposed to do with that?" He goes, "Well, it's a family deal." And he's like, "Wise man, you are family."
Yeah.
He's like, "I love you." And then he turns and walks out. And you see Paul's face, though. He makes this kind of like reflective look, like, "What am I? Should I do what I'm about to do?"
Yeah.
Look like, why?
Yeah. You could tell he had that inner monologue with himself right then.
And it's
at that moment.
Beautiful, both of them.
No, dude. Yeah, all of that shit
playing
is so
off
great.
each other. It's brilliant.
It's brilliant, dude. And it's honestly, as far as soap opera storylines go in wrestling, it's the best thing going on right now. Straight the fuck up, dude. I'm enjoying it thoroughly. What I'm not enjoying is the title picture. So we didn't get Brock on SmackDown.
Oh.
Even though he was teased earlier in the week. We didn't get Brock Lesnar on SmackDown.
Why not?
I don't know. Because he has 8 matches on his contract. How many appearances do you think that is?
For Brock, probably 8.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so like my wife was watching it with me, and she's like, when it first started, she was like, "Who do you think's going to come out first?" And I immediately was like, "Well, Brock, because Brock likes to beat traffic. Like that's usually his MO. He likes to come out first and get the fuck out of there."
Yeah. And I expected him, but didn't happen. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if he doesn't have. That's what I was telling Brady before. Is I was like, I don't know if we'll be seeing Brock a lot on SmackDown. Honestly,
he doesn't like SmackDown. I tried putting him on there before, and he immediately went back to Raw.
Yeah. But yeah, man. I mean, it was just not a good show. They brought Finn Balor out. Finn Balor's calling Roman Reigns out for next week on SmackDown, so that sucks. So we won't see anything else out of Finn Balor after that.
Which is stupid because their whole video package during SummerSlam
for Extreme Rules
was showing Asuka and showing fucking Finn Balor. Mm-hmm. So during your pay-per-view, building up your next pay-per-view, you're showing a person that you're probably not even going to use?
Probably.
Okay. It's Steiner math.
I mean, so out of all of this, I hope out of the fallout of Finn Balor and Roman Reigns, I hope we get Shinsuke Nakamura and Finn Balor. I think that would be cool. It wouldn't make a lot of sense because Finn Balor's kind of a face right now. They'd have to make him shitty. But I think that would be good. I think that'd be cool matches, and I think it'd be cool for Finn Balor to pick up the IC title before he makes another run at the Universal, which he deserves.
Do you think maybe Baron Corbin's coming back for the IC title against Nakamura?
Probably.
With his win streak? Happy Corbin?
I hope not.
I bet you that's what they do.
Hasn't Corbin been on both shows now?
He was only on Raw because Lashley paid him to come over and beat up on McIntyre.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
man, it'd be cool if he went back to Raw. Honestly,
need the help.
Yeah, they need the help.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, they need the help.
But I mean, they've got kind of plenty of heels on Raw. Not good ones, but I don't know.
No, I was going through the rosters the other day, and I was like, there's got to be people that are not using. And damn near everybody that is on the SmackDown roster has been on television the last month, outside of Toni Storm.
Right. Well, and wasn't Asuka on SmackDown?
She's on Raw.
Oh, okay. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So, other than that, like basically everybody's been used on their roster on SmackDown. I didn't look up the Raw roster because at that point I was just disgusted. Like, how can you misuse your entire roster? Except one person. You're misusing your entire roster except one person. Roman Reigns.
Right.
That's it. But anyways. So Impact had a pretty good show this week. And there's actually a lot of Impact news kind of popping off. News is that Buddy Matthews used to be Buddy Murphy's in the WWE.
Yep.
205 Live standout, cruiserweight champion. Went on to have some shitty storyline with Seth Rollins and Rey Mysterio. Anyways, but yeah, so he got cut. His 90-day non-compete was up. He cut a bunch of dope promos, video packages leading up to it.
Jacked.
And he is fucking jacked. So, but him and Braun Strowman are supposed to debut in Impact soon. I imagine that's going to be at their next pay-per-view.
Well, you know, the good thing about him debuting on Impact instead of somewhere else is that there's still the opportunity for him to go see Malachi Black.
Yeah.
There's still that chance that it could happen.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm looking forward to more than anything. So Deonna Purrazzo cut a promo, and this was before Empower last night. But she came out with Aiden English, Matt Morris, Matt the Drama King, Matt Ronstadt. This is like the 5th promotion I've seen him in this week.
Yeah.
That dude is making his motherfucking rounds in the independent scene and these smaller promotions.
Well, am I thinking of the wrong person? Isn't he a young lion on New Japan? Or am I
in
thinking
English?
No,
he debuted in Alex Coughlin's Open Challenge.
Okay.
And he beat Alex Coughlin in the open challenge, which Alex Coughlin had been undefeated up until that point. Yeah. But he defeated a young lion.
And it was really good.
Oh, no, it was a really good fucking match. So Brian Myers is doing this thing where he's got this young protege and shit, and he's like teaching him how to be a wrestler, the most professional wrestler. So they started doing this open casting call. Like, he's going to do an open casting call for people to teach to be wrestlers. And I was like, God damn, that's a deep, nasty jab at WWE and their future hiring practices of not hiring wrestlers, but hiring motherfuckers that look like wrestlers and then teaching them to be wrestlers.
Yeah.
So this whole Brian Myers thing is fucking great because it's literally just them just talking shit about WWE the whole time. It's great. It's really funny to fucking watch, honestly. Because it's him and this kid, Sam Beal. Sam Beal's a really good wrestler, but he's got bad hair. It's just like this curly fro mop thing. It just looks bad. I don't know. They should do something with his fucking hair. Put some relaxer in that shit or something. But yeah, it's funny. And then interestingly enough, Rich Swann and Willie Mack defeated the Good Brothers. Not for the championships.
Well, of course not.
But yeah, they did get the pin over the Good Brothers. And I'm pretty sure they're going to be going against them in their next pay-per-view for the championships. So that's going to be pretty good. Josh Alexander issues an open challenge for any former X Division champion to come to face him for the belt. So that opens up the door to a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot. And I expect a debut of some sort out of that.
Now this is Impact, right?
Yeah.
What are the chances CM Punk crosses over to Impact every now and then?
I imagine that would happen later.
Long way.
Could this be the opening for that?
No.
Was he a former X Division champion?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think CM Punk ever did any time in TNA Impact.
No.
Yeah.
I thought he did, but no, you're right.
But it does open up the door for a lot of other people.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And Christian cuts a promo on Ace Austin. Basically calls him short a lot, which I'm not a fan of. Because I'm short, so whatever. And then in other Impact news, some outlandish news.
Ooh, outlandish.
They signed former NWA television champion, motherfucking Zicky Dice.
Zicky Dice!
Bro, I'm excited to see
I can't
back on television.
I will be watching Impact every goddamn night just to see outlandish Zicky Dice.
We're absolutely going to start reviewing it on Thursday nights. So those videos will be dropping probably Friday mornings from here on out. But yeah, I'm stoked, dude. I'm glad he got signed. He's great. His character that he's worked on, because you watch his old stuff, and he looks like Brody King, wrestles like Brody King. He's just a big brawler. You know what I mean? But then he really refined his character and this outlandish gimmick. And dude, it is fantastic to watch, and I love it. And he's a good wrestler, so I'm excited for him, and I'm excited to see him on Impact.
I really think he had an opportunity at AEW when he came out that one time. But whoever that guy is that wears the fanny pack that they had on before him ruined it for him. I think that's what happened. Can't have two guys with a fanny pack.
Yeah, right. That kid with the mullet, JJ Garrett.
Whoever the hell. Screw him.
Oh, no. Okay, no. I don't think it was JJ Garrett. I can't remember. I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember his name. It was not JJ Garrett's a standout in the independent scene right now. But he also rocks a mullet and fanny pack. But he's got like the old school Steiner singlet.
Yeah. So,
I don't know. It's different. But yeah, man, so that was a lot of wrestling for the week.
Yeah.
And then like that wasn't even it. Like they did H2O Justice Street Justice last night too. which H2O is like a rival promotion to GCW for the most part. Okay. They do a lot of cross promotion shit, and it's mostly just all independent wrestlers. But Atticus Cogar from 440, he retained the Danny Havoc Hardcore Championship against Marcus Mathers, which was probably the biggest match on that whole card. And it was really good. I see, dude, Atticus Cogar's a really good kid. I definitely suggest y'all look up some of his stuff because he is really good. But yeah, that was a really good card, and there was a lot of like good matches. And I'm now that H2O and GCW and shit have fired back up, I'm really interested to see how their year finishes out because they're having dude, GCW is just stacking cards left and right.
Mm-hmm.
Left and right.
Did I see Rhino is on the card?
Rhino with a fucking scramble, my G. He's wrestling like 6 guys. Back to back to back to back to back. Yeah, dude. It's gonna be amazing. And I think that's the same card that has Jonathan Gresham versus Minoru Suzuki.
Yeah.
Which, if you haven't seen, Minoru Suzuki's upcoming fall indie run is one of the goatest fucking things I've ever seen in my fucking life. Dude, he's wrestling everybody. He's wrestling Daniel Garcia, Red Death. He's wrestling Willie Mack. He's wrestling like Calvin Tankman. He's wrestling all kinds of big indie names.
Nice.
And it's going to last like all fall. And I'm super stoked for it. I'm most stoked for Suzuki and Calvin Tankman and Suzuki and Jonathan Gresham. It's going to be amazing. And him and Daniel Garcia, I imagine that's going to be really good too. I think he's going to hurt Daniel Garcia pretty bad. That kid's new.
Yeah.
And Minoru Suzuki is not new. You know what I mean? Like, and he's also possibly the stiffest dude in Japanese wrestling.
Says a lot.
All of it. Yeah. So yeah, ask Oscar.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, man. And speaking of another independent run coming up, Inspiration, the Iconics new tag team name. They're about to kick off on an independent run, and I've heard that they're gonna do some GCW and H2O stuff.
Really?
If they do, I'm excited for it. I'm sure they won't do deathmatch shit.
Yeah.
No.
You know, I'm sure they won't. But just to get them in there with some rougher ladies would be cool.
Yeah.
I think it would put them over, which was probably the point. But
I think you're still going to eventually see them popping up, at least, you know, independent wise in AEW.
Man, I hope. Honestly, I'm really surprised that nobody's signed them yet, or why they haven't decided to sign yet. I guess is probably more the case than anything.
Right.
Well, look, they go on this little indie spat that they're about to do, and they look good in all of it. They're going to get signed as soon as it's done.
Yeah.
They're just adding value to themselves by doing this.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. And then Paige's contract is up pretty fucking soon. And she is working on getting medically cleared. And word is she's pretty close. Or no, she got cleared. But the WWE won't clear in ring.
I wonder if somebody else would.
I'm sure they would. You know what I mean? I'm sure they would. But yeah, man, there's a lot of and then so Stardom, the Japanese it's a Japanese women's promotion where like Bea Priestley, a lot of women go through. Jamie Hayter just came from there. They're gonna start having matches on New Japan events. So they're gonna have a much broader audience.
Yeah.
So people are about to see some really great women's wrestling.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to change a lot of people's opinion on what women's wrestling should be over here. And I think it's going to help a lot because a lot of these women wrestlers here have no idea what like Joshi and Stardom and Dream and shit like that are. Yeah. So it's going to help. I think it's going to help everybody kind of get their shit together. I think it'll be really cool. And then the biggest news for me this week, honestly, is that Ric Flair is returning to the NWA tonight. The chase for gold. NWA 73. Ric Flair is coming home.
Yep.
Dude, I cannot tell you how happy that makes me. Just for everything that's gonna happen for NWA after this, especially after Empower last night, and then their pay-per-view tonight is stacked. It's gonna be really good, and then Ric Flair's gonna be there, so there's gonna be a lot of eyes on it, and that's good for that product.
Well,
and
yeah, because
after their Fight TV deal,
yeah,
after everything that they've gone through to get to this point, and then for Ric Flair to come back, I think that's probably one of the most important things to happen for wrestling this week. All of wrestling, not just NWA. I think it's important for all of wrestling.
Yeah, because let's be honest, like because of the pandemic and just the timing and everything, NWA almost died. Like
several promotions almost died. Yeah,
but that one in particular, like it almost wiped it out just because of the timing and everything, and the fact
it just came back. It just started that new power thing on YouTube,
and then COVID came in, and just so the fact that with Rick and the fight package deal and everything coming together, it's really nice to see for NWA and just like you said, wrestling in general.
So, an interesting week in wrestling, honestly.
Yeah.
A lot of happenings, a lot of big shit happening. Actually, really, if you want to think about it, a lot of big things have been happening. CM Punk's return, Ric Flair going back to NWA, Becky Lynch's return, Brock Lesnar's return.
I'm telling you, the needle's being moved in the wrestling world right now.
Well, and that's one thing that I was talking about before, and something that I had commented on one of Effie's posts, was that it's a beautiful time for wrestling right now, because you don't have to have the WWE. You don't have to have AEW to build your brand or be visible. To make fucking stupid money, I mean, they're the motherfuckers that are paying a lot.
But to make a living.
But to make a living. You know what I mean? And Pro Wrestling Tees helps out a lot with a lot of independent wrestlers. So, like, big shout out to them, because I know they keep a lot of wrestlers fed. And,
they also keep a lot of podcasts fed.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Shit, as soon as we get a shirt, bro, you know who the fuck we're going through. So, I'm already working on it. Anyways, but you don't need a mainstream promotion. The independent wrestling community has basically become its own mainstream thing now.
Well, and that's the beauty of that's the beautiful side of social media. That's the good parts of social media, is you can make a brand and promote yourself and get yourself in everybody's home without WWE's help. You know what I mean?
Well, man, and things like IWTV, I tweeted it last night that IWTV is probably one of the dopest things that's ever happened for wrestling, especially independent wrestling, because they air so many promotions.
Well,
like just under 300 promotions, I think.
A lot of things that help is the technology we have these days, is that these little independent promotions can put on a film and stream and broadcast a show with simple technology that even we have the abilities to do right now with what we have.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it gives the opportunities for these little promotions to get in everybody's homes with the what is it?
IWTV.
IWTV, yeah.
Yeah, Independent Wrestling TV. It's like an app on Roku, and I'm pretty sure you can get it on PlayStation, Xbox, your phone.
I'll have to check and see if I can get it on Xbox.
Yeah, it's only like $8 a month or $7 a month or something like that, and it's fucking worth it, because I watch all kinds of shit on there. That's how I went back and watched a bunch of Daniel Garcia's matches.
Yeah.
And that's how I go back, and anytime that anybody talks about somebody's independent career, I can go back on IWTV and watch a lot of it. So it's a really good source for me to watch, to do research on somebody. So I definitely suggest, if you're a big wrestling fan and you like the independent stuff, or interested in independent wrestling, download IWTV and subscribe, because that shit is, I love it. I use it more than the network.
The network.
Bro, I'm watching fucking 1997 Raw and Nitros on the network. That's it.
The network's
I don't
still
use
a thing?
that shit. Well, you know, Peacock.
Oh, okay, Peacock. Okay.
I'm sorry, the WWE section on Peacock.
Oh.
It's better than that. Fight is better than that. Fight TV is fucking banging too. That's how I watch all my GCW shit. And they're cheap. Those pay-per-views are all
well worth the $16.
Affordable. You know what I mean? Shit, I think the last GCW one I bought was $15 or something. It's like nothing.
Yeah.
It's great. So what are you excited for next week, Robert?
Not NXT.
It's a slow death march.
Becoming more and more interested in.
Hey, there's a kitty. Sorry.
Yeah. more and more interested for Dynamite. The build up for the pay per view. Interested to see if anybody shows up. You know, extra for Dynamite or Rampage, Smackdown, just to see what they're gonna do with Brock. So yeah. Not so much for Raw or NXT.
Brady, you excited for anything this week?
I mean, just the run up for All Out, man. Just the build up. I'm ready to get to All Out.
These are the go home shows, right?
Yeah.
Dynamite and Rampage are the go homes to fucking All Out. Oh man, we should have some banging ass shit then. Hopefully.
Yeah. So I'm excited for all that. I'm ready. I'm ready to get to All Out. I'm ready to see CM Punk in action. That's what I'm ready to see.
Are y'all coming over to watch All Out?
You know we are. I am at least.
Yeah, should be. So
it's on a Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Right on.
So that's what's up. But man, I find myself more excited every week for Dynamite and Rampage and everything that AEW is doing. Like I'm really just enjoying it. I find myself being able to critique it less and less every week. And me just sitting back and enjoying it and getting lost in the product. And like that's really outside of Rampage this week in the last half hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a really good week of AEW television. So I'm more excited. I'm definitely excited for the go home week, and I'm excited for fucking All Out. That's gonna be dope.
Yep.
I'm excited for fucking NWA 73 tonight. I'm really excited for that. I know the matches don't really mean a lot to a lot of people, but I always like seeing the NWA stuff getting challenged for and wrestled for and stuff. So I've just become a huge NWA fan over the past few years. So I appreciate the history of it all. And I really want that promotion to flourish and not tank like they almost did. So I think tonight's going to be really good for them and important moving forward and shit. And I'm excited for fucking Minoru Suzuki's independent run to start. I think the GCW show is also this weekend. I think that's Friday night. Could be right. I'll double check though.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah, but either way it goes, we'll be reviewing them.
Yup.
As always. You want to take us out of here?
Sure,
there,
man.
Fat Man?
Hey, I appreciate everybody being here with us today. I'm the Real Fat Man with my co-host, Needles Kane. Thank you, our special guest today, Sir Joker. If you like what you see, go ahead and hit that subscribe. Hit that like. Do all the things. Do all the comments. Let us know what you thought about this week and what you're ready for this coming week. And I appreciate y'all being with us. Black. Fuck around and put motherfuckers' heads in the bag like I was slack. Cause these stupid motherfuckers really don't get the message. This the best little wrestling podcast in Texas. Motherfuckers.
Check them off like a wish list.